Hello, you beautiful people. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about 5 players that I think you should not trade for. Now, if you saw, I made a video called 5 players that I think you should trade for, so this is kind of the antithesis to that video. So yeah, like and subscribe if you want to, and let's jump right into the video. As always, we start with the player in the thumbnail, and that's Kristaps Porzingis. As much as I hate to say it, I just don't believe in his ability to stay healthy. I mean, he hasn't shown it in practically the past 3 seasons. Like, I think it's just over for him. Like, he's putting up good fantasy numbers, but I think we all know it's just not going to last, and he's going to get hurt again. I mean, as shitty as it is to say, I just don't think he's going to be able to stay on the court, and that's why it's not worth trading for him, because there's no point in trading for someone that's not going to be able to play games for you, because then you're pretty much just trading for nothing. So yeah, the first player I wouldn't trade for is Kristaps Porzingis. So the next player on our list is DeAngelo Russell of the Minnesota Timberwolves. So DeAngelo Russell is a good player, and it's not the injury concerns with him, it's just the inefficient scoring. I mean, his lack of ability to draw fouls really hurts his fantasy value, just because he'll never be able to score the ball efficiency without those free throws keeping his percentages up. I mean, all he does is shoot those mid-range jumpers, so while he's good at shooting them, it's just not as efficient of a shot, and that's what hurts his fantasy value. So yeah, he is putting up good numbers right now just because Towns is out, and when Towns returns, his numbers are going to take a dip. So the only reason I wouldn't trade for him is because no matter what happens, you're going to have to give up more than you should just for him. So I think as a general rule of thumb, you're better off just steering clear of DeAngelo Russell for the time being. And yeah, I wouldn't recommend trading for him. Now we move on to someone that has had a really bad history with injuries, and that's John Wall. And as most of you already know, that's the reason why I don't think you should trade for him. It's just he already is out with knee problems, like to start the season off. I know he put in a lot of work in the offseason and he worked really hard to get back to this point, but his body's just failing him, and it's just not worth trading for him for the same reason you shouldn't trade for Kristaps. I mean, you're not really getting anything back in return when he's just getting hurt like it seems like every single season. So yeah, John Wall, we all know he's a great player. It really sucks to see this happen to him, but I just don't trust his health, and that's why I don't think you should trade for him. Next is a player that I've been seeing getting mentioned in my comments, and that's LaMarcus Aldridge. Now, LaMarcus Aldridge has been a good player in the past, but that's just it. He's been a good player in the past, and I think, as much as we hate to see it, I think he's just past his prime. I think age has caught up to him, and I don't think he's going to be very relevant for the fantasy format anymore. His scoring's down, his rebounding's down, his efficiency's down. Looks like it's still only a matter of time before Aldridge retires, and that's why I don't think you should trade for him, because if you do, I feel like you're going to give up more than you should just because you'll be thinking of the LaMarcus Aldridge of old when clearly that player's not here anymore. So as much as it sucks to say, LaMarcus Aldridge has had a great career, and it sucks to see that this happens to him, but time always catches up to players, and yeah, I don't think you should trade for him just because he's not that good anymore, as much as it sucks to say. Lastly, I know I already mentioned this player in another video, but I just got beef with him at this point. Like, he is not that good of a fantasy player, alright? I don't know how many times I have to tell people that he is shooting almost 50, 40, 90, and he is not that good at shooting, alright? He's a good player, don't get me wrong, he's a good young player, but the numbers he's putting up right now are not realistic of what he's going to produce for the whole of the season, and anything you trade for him is going to be a vast overpay for what you should have to pay for DeAndre Hunter, alright? So I know I already talked about him in another video, but I just got beef with DeAndre Hunter right now. I'm not going to apologize. That's just how it is. I don't think he's as good of a fantasy player as he's showing, and that's why I don't think you should trade for him. But yeah, in general, to summarize the video, you're going to want to stay away from high injury risk and high trade target players right now, like players that are on a hot streak like I've mentioned in multiple previous videos. So yeah, I hope this helps you guys out. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.